Hello, world, and welcome to another fantastic no-brainer. I am Big Daddy Zach. I am the GOAT. Alongside with me is my donkey, D-Rex, my co-host. I'm being nice this week. I'm not going to pick on you too much.
You should have just said asshole. It would have been better.
Well, you know, I try not. We try and keep it PG-13.
I reviewed last week.
Every week you got to take it to R.
I reviewed last week's, and you called me hostess, and I didn't catch it.
I did it every week. You don't even catch it half the time because I call you my co-hostess with the mostest.
Maybe I'm just confused.
He's the girl.
I'm a confused little man.
At the front door.
Yeah.
So, guys, we got a fantastic show tonight. We have another guest, Derek. Hold on to your hats. Did you know, as of today, we are booked 90 days out?
Oh, do that.
We have February, March, and April locked in. So, anybody wants to be on the show, if you're thinking about it, don't hesitate because once May opens, it's going to start. I got people already banging at the door. So, everybody wants to be on the No Brainer Show. I love it. It's great.
I mean, for you not to cue that up after that. I mean,
I let you cue it up. Thank you. Great job. Great job there. Man. So tonight we have a fantastic guest, a entrepreneur we met online. This is where I meet everybody, so just get used to it. I'm on Facebook and I'm in a bunch of different podcasts, and it was the Need a Guest podcast, and I put it out there, and he reached out, and so we're going to dig into our guest, who's actually coming live from the very cold, windy Nebraska plains.
Ooh, that's no joke. That wind cuts right through you. Chicago, what?
It's flat, yeah, right? So I'll get into that when I finish. But so let me see if I say it right. D without a D. So Amon Medinger.
Correct. Thank you.
German?
I knew it. I had to think
German.
I kept wanting to say Amon, but anyway. So it's funny. My wife's from Iowa, so you know, she grew up in Sioux City, which is right on the Nebraska border.
I lived there.
Yeah. And so there's South Sioux City, which is Nebraska, North Sioux City, which is South Dakota, and then regular Sioux City. And she says, if you notice, there's a smell in the air. It's because Nebraska sucks. So
it's the other way around.
Yeah. And, you know, I've met people from Minnesota who make fun of, you know, she's like, you know what Iowa stands for? Idiots out walking around, you know, and I'm like, all right, here we go. That must be a Midwestern pick on each other thing.
Pretty much.
And then, like I said, my son did one semester. I think the cold got to him, man. He was out in Lincoln. He did not go to University of Nebraska. I for the life of me, I can't think of the school he went to. But other than that, so welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on. I know we've chatted back and forth for a while trying to get you on. And you have a very busy schedule. Your daughter's at dance. You're supposed to take her to dance tonight, weren't you?
Well, we kind of flip-flop. She's the last one going to dance. The other two are already driving, so we just got one more to get through.
That's what the other two driving are meant for, to have them run their dance.
They're out driving themselves to jobs and dance and all the other things.
Right. So. They're too busy with their own stuff. You know?
Right? As soon as they got those car keys,
that's the way to do it.
When I got the car keys, baby, I was out. But I had a little. She wasn't little. She's 2 years younger than me. But I mean, other than maybe like going to a church function or youth group, maybe she would ride with me. But normally we ran in different circles, so I mean, it didn't.
But isn't it more normal now for kids like not to be as quick to like get me out of the house? You know, like you always hear the stories now, like of the other younger generations where they just like wait till they're 18 and then they just take the written test and then they use mom and dad's car whenever they need to, and then finally when they move out they get a car. You know, like when we were all younger, right? Like, I mean, Zach, I know you're older than like a redwood tree, but you know, from your old age to my strapping young age. We were like 14, dude. We were like 14, 8 months and 3 weeks. We're taking driving school in a week, and then we were on the road. 16, like I was out of football practice, and here comes my car with balloons on it from my parents that I bought, like so I can drive it home. You know, like 1 mile away. So, you know, we were like, get me out of here.
What was the driving age in Michigan?
The driving ages don't change. Are you asking like the driving school age?
No. When you got your permit, how old were you?
So you had to be 14 and 9 months to start the actual driver's training class.
And
so
then
if you were fortunate enough for that to be the summer, like if you had a fall birthday, which I did, you were right on it. It was cool because it was always in the summer.
Actually, get your driver's license
when you're 16.
Okay, so Jersey it was 17, so we got our permit at 16. Yeah.
Now I think like they do a lot more restrictions now. Like I don't think though that we had any, but like don't kids like Amon, you can probably best answer this, but don't they have like restrictions in their first couple of years now, like time on the road or like how late they can be out, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's definitely in like school, like we're in rural Nebraska, so like there's school permits. I mean, kids can drive themselves to school when they're 14 on a school permit.
I was gonna say you guys get those farmer licenses, right?
Yeah, there's definitely restrictions on that. Though, as far as like the time of day, you can't have any other like nobody else in your car with you, that kind of thing.
Right.
Oh yeah, because they got crazy hours. You know, they're freaking running a farm and go to school. They got like 16-hour days, and they're like 14 years old. Like they're actually growing hair on their chest. You know.
Oh yeah,
that's so wild out there. They probably just say, hey, you can only have X amount of beers in your system. You know, other than that, you're good. It's crazy, man. All those.
Yeah, and if you want steak and eggs,
you're in a different world.
You only allow 2 boxes of shells with your gun too. You know. No.
If you want steak for breakfast, you got to go slaughter the cow first thing in the morning.
You got to do it
yourself. Get it ready. And then go get the eggs out of the hen house. You know, yeah. No, it's funny because my wife's first car. And I'll have to ask her what Iowa driving age, probably 16 or something. I don't know. Her dad got her her dad had a multiplex dealership. He had 9 dealers in Sioux City. And one of them was a Toyota. So he got her the little MR2 because he figured, it's a sports car. It's a safe car, but only 2 people can get in it. She's telling me she used to pack that thing like a clown car. They'd be going down the road, like 18 kids hanging out of it. It'd be like my friend with her Fiero. We did the same thing with that thing, you know, but oh my goodness. So, tell us about yourself. What do you do? What do you do in Nebraska? I mean, for starters, I mean, what the heck?
Oh my gosh, where do I even start? So my name's Amon Medinger. I live in Eagle, Nebraska, just outside of Lincoln. It's kind of between Lincoln and Omaha. My wife and I have been married for it'll be 20 years this July. We got 3 daughters. My oldest is a senior, got a junior, and a 7th grader, and they're all very active with their stuff. They got all kinds of stuff that they're doing. I got a handyman business that I've been running for a few years. Before that, I was doing a lot of remodeling, construction work type stuff. I have another business of mine is a coffee brand, and so slinging some coffee on the side. Back when we lived, right after we got married, we moved to Colorado Springs, and I got a job at Starbucks out there. And so that was really the first time I really even drank coffee. I wasn't really much of a coffee drinker before that, right. But I tell you what, man, their training program, like you get educated on like regions and flavors and undertones and all the everything that comes along with coffee. And so that really kind of just, I don't know, I kind of fell in love with coffee then at that point. And so yeah, I just launched that brand.
Plus they have really good coffee.
Yeah.
Starbucks, they burn their coffee.
No. They got all kinds of roasts, man. It's great. Yeah. Like,
well, I tell you what, it's funny. My wife, as we talked, she grew up in Sioux City, and she owned a coffee shop up there. It was called a Latte More, and one was in the hospital, and then the other one was in the Gateway corporate office. I'm aging myself, but that's all right. Derek already said how old I was, and
was that the cow print building?
Yeah.
Okay.
In North Sioux City, South Dakota. Yeah. And or South Dakota rather. And so she's a big coffee connoisseur. I mean, and when we got married, I mean, Coke Zero was really, I'd have a Coke Zero for breakfast if I needed caffeine. I'm naturally wired. I used to joke when I was a kid, there's a reason I don't do cocaine because this is how I am normally. So imagine me like amped up, and people are like, you're right, don't. And plus it's bad for you. Kids don't do drugs. So she's a big coffee person. And over the last couple of years, we've been married going on 15 years, but over the last couple of years, she's kind of got me hooked on it. So now I'm not I have a cup for breakfast. You know, I have the nice little, it's not, but I mix some stuff in it that's good and healthy for you. I started actually drinking that mushroom coffee, and then I realized that stuff's too expensive, and I don't know, I really didn't feel it did any different for me. So
It's less caffeine.
I switched back over. Yeah, I switched back over, and then now at night I have a decaf, and I put this stuff in it. And I talked about it on another show, and some guy berated me because he's like, "Oh, do your research." Blah, blah, blah. Whatever, dude. I like how it makes me feel. But anyway, it actually for me, it's supposed
to supplement guy.
Yeah, the guy I was talking when I was talking to Brittany, and he came on and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to scold Zach for not knowing what's in his coffee." Whatever, dude.
No, that was really, like a comment or something. Some hater.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
anyway. I do read all comments, and then I find out where you live, and one of these days I'll show up and punch you in the face. That's a throwback to Jay and Silent Bob, if you ever saw the movie. Anyway, so anyway, I put this supplement in it, which has got a lot of magnesium in it, and it's made with high flavonoid and cacao. And I'm telling you what, I drink it, and literally my wife gets pissed because I fall asleep. As soon as I'm done with it, I'm out because it knocks me out.
I guarantee you take a crap the second you wake up.
No, it doesn't affect my stomach.
You must need a lot more magnesium then.
I do. I take a lot of magnesium. I take
magnesium. Magnesium's kind of magic. Like it does so many things for your metabolism, for your stress, for your muscles, for your bowels. It's just chilled. Like it's like the nature's relaxant. But if you take too much,
high dose of it right now because of my back. They actually suggested that. But
you're like on colonoscopy prep.
But I actually got hooked on magnesium probably in 2006. I had a kidney stone for the first time, and it was the most horrific, horrible thing I ever. And I did a lot of research. When I get sick, I do research to find out what's going on with my body. Why is it doing it? And it turned out my kidney stone was calcium. And it was at that time I was eating a lot of Tums, and Tums is just pure calcium. So I've changed my diet and my eating habits, and now I don't get heartburn. Like I used to eat Tums like they were candy. Now I just can't even tell you the last time I had a Tums. Anyway, it was one of the recommendations to start taking high doses of magnesium because it destroys calcium. And I had a couple more small kidney stones, and I haven't had one since, I want to say, I don't even remember the last time I had one. It was like probably 2010, 2011.
So is there a flip side to that then? Like if it destroys calcium, like with your bones, is that like weaken your bones?
I don't know.
No, but you do have to keep in mind that like between magnesium, calcium, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K, they all have a purpose.
Right. And I take them all.
Like calcium is good, but it has to keep moving because if it calcifies,
that's where you get kidney stones. Or
right. So there's other stuff that keeps it moving, that can thin it out, that could balance it. Just like electrolytes, right? There's salt and potassium. There's sodium and potassium. You can't have too much of one or the other, but if you're highly active, you do need the sodium, but then you need the potassium as well, so you don't retain it. It's just a loop. The body's such a loop. Everything.
Yeah, I mean, summertime, I definitely jack up on potassium because we're outside sweating here in Florida. It's like walking on the sun. Like as I always tell everybody, look, if you don't believe in hell, just go walk outside in Florida, and it's 10 times worse, and you just don't want to be there. So trust me, go to Disney in the middle of July or August, and you will guarantee you will get saved and not want to ever go to hell because you're like, forget it.
You'll be in hell.
Yeah, it's literally, that's what it is. It's so hot there. And I love Disney, don't get me wrong. We as Floridians just know when to go. We definitely do not go in July.
6 p.m.
Not even, no. It's still
grab a drink and leave.
So when you guys from Nebraska are down here in the middle of July,
don't come in the middle of July.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, the best time to go is actually probably right now, where yesterday would have been a perfect day. Wow, it was beautiful out. It was 70.
My wife and daughters went to the national dance championships, whatever, down there in Orlando.
Oh, at the ESPN?
Not this year, yeah, at ESPN Center. Not this year, but last year, my daughter danced, and the year before that, she danced there. So, and then my oldest daughter did marching band down there, and it was this time of year also. So that seemed like a good time for them to go.
It's a great time.
Now let's go back to coffee real quick. Are you a vendor? You sell coffee to coffee shops?
No.
Or do you have a coffee shop?
No, I have a brand right now. I just launched the brand like not even 3 months ago, so we're brand new. My roaster's out in California, so they do all the sourcing, the roasting, and the shipping. I just handle just kind of the marketing and just getting the brand going.
Oh, okay, all right.
How was that process of selecting? Like, did you actually go there? Did they send you all kinds of different like combinations? I mean, how involved are you in that process? You know, because obviously you have to select the vendor, then you have to select, you know, your blend. And I don't know anything about coffee,
Right.
so I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to say stupid stuff. But what is that process like, right? How do you know, like, you know when you know because you're like, I love this?
Yeah, basically. I mean, and honestly, like when I worked at Starbucks, learning all the ins and outs of like the regions and like the elevations and the mineral content in the soil and all that stuff, just like that, just kind of opened up just a whole different world for me as far as like flavors. Cause I mean, growing up, it's like my dad drank Folgers and that's just what I knew. I just knew like coffee tasted like crap. That's just what I knew. So
Saturday morning Folgers. Hey, take a sip of this.
Funny story. I used to work for a water company. I delivered the big 5-gallon jugs of, it was Crystal Springs. I delivered their water, and they had a coffee side. So there was some of my customers got coffee, and it was part of my route. And if I went on a construction site, and one of our jobs was to make sure the pots were clean and, put new pots in, whatever, there were some construction sites I would probably get the snot kicked out of me if I touched their pot. They wanted it burnt and crusted. They said it left.
You mean pot of coffee, not pot.
Yeah.
Not
I didn't touch
marijuana.
their weed. Hey, whatever.
No, you get your.
I was a CDL driver, so I couldn't. But no, their pots that they brewed the coffee and they didn't clean them ever because they said it was kind of like a grill. You season it and just leave it. Yeah, it was seasoned. And I was like, I bet you that coffee tastes like pure dog dung. I mean, I couldn't imagine, but yeah, it probably knocked. So Derek, I'm assuming, and Amon, right? Amon. I wanted to say it wrong. Okay, how about that? Just leave me alone.
However you want.
Cut it out, Zake. Stop it, Zake.
I'm gonna make up my own.
Heaven, Zake.
I'm gonna make up my own. I'm gonna come up with a nickname for you. So I'm a big cigar guy, and my partner and I are looking to. We have a cigar lounge or a mobile cigar lounge up in North Carolina. We're looking to do some down here. We're actually probably going to do a brick and mortar down here, and we've been talking about different brands and we've been approached. So I'm sure it's very similar. You get to learn the different regions. Like, do I like a Nicaragua blend better than I like a Dominican, or do I like, have I had an American blend? I didn't really know. Unfortunately, the soil is just not, it's great for tobacco for cigarettes, but not good for cigars. So do they grow coffee in America? Are there bean farms here that's any good or no?
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I'm more of like a Mexico. I like Tanzania, Sumatra. Those are kind of my two favorites. For my decaf, I like Peru, Brazil. I don't know. I like that more of a medium bodied coffee.
I do too. Actually, I do too, because it's less acidic.
Yeah.
Which, the stronger the coffee, the more acid, the more heartburn I'm going to get. So exactly. Yeah. I'm not an espresso guy. Now, we had a guest on a couple weeks ago, Dominic, a good friend of mine from high school. He can drink an espresso at midnight and then just go straight to bed. I'm like, dude, what is wrong with you?
That's how I am too.
Do that? I can't. No, man. And he does, actually. He sends me every once in a while, send me a picture of a cigar and espresso, and he's like, nightcap. And I'm like, no, sir.
I do affogatos quite often before bed. So I'll do an affogato and just do shot over my ice cream. And
wait. This is weird. So YouTube's messing with me now, because I just literally like an hour ago saw a short, and I have no idea what an affogato is, but it looked like a scoop of ice cream with like espresso poured all over.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that sounds so good.
Take a coffee mug, put a couple of scoops of caramel ice cream in there, and just put it underneath the espresso machine and pour a shot on it, double shot on it, and
so then it just gets real. So then do you mix it to consistency and it's real creamy?
You just eat the ice cream and it just kind of you get the bottom of it, and then it's just like having like coffee ice cream. It's really good.
Yeah,
that sounds good, man.
It's delicious.
I bet you my wife would know what it is, but because she loves ice cream and coffee, so you just probably found her favorite treat. No, but like there's so many different coffees out there, as you would probably know. But like my friends were talking about the espressos today, and I guess he was asking the difference between what is it, Pilon and what's that other one from? Is it Puerto Rico? Or is it Cuba? in the yellow bag. Anyway, but these espressos basically will just. But now here we just went to New Orleans 2 weeks ago, and their coffee's made from chicory, which literally they have to do half water, half coffee, because if you drank it straight, it'd be like doing a bump of cocaine. It'd be like doing a line. They said literally, dude, you'll be running around this. You'd just be running around. You'd be nonstop. So I'm like,
really? That's cool.
Is it like Robusto? Is it like a double calf type of a bean or what?
No, chicory is like a wood. I don't know enough about it. I really don't, and I don't know how they make it because we didn't try it. To be honest with you, we went to the Whole Foods and just bought coffee and made our own. I wasn't, and it was funny because I thought my wife would have wanted to try some because we got some beignets and stuff, and we're like, "Oh, do you want to try the coffee?" She's like, "I don't. I'm a little scared," so we didn't try it.
Interesting.
So you're not running around like it's not just caffeine. That's not the reason, or is it something like?
I think it's just jacked up. I think it's massive amounts of caffeine.
Okay, because it's its own plant, so it's like a substitute for coffee,
right? And they say it has a really like interesting taste, but it tastes just like
disgusting.
Coffee. I know. I'm like, well, you mess with coffee, it ain't broke.
Like it doesn't sound like it's like got any body or nuttiness or.
What is the name of your coffee company?
Soul Healer Coffee Company.
Soul Healer. I mean, was it touched by Jesus and it will heal your soul?
Exactly. That's how the name came to be.
My wife wears a shirt that says a cup of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus. So that's
there you go.
What she does. So the brand, you're trying to get the brand out there. Are you looking to get it as, like I said, are you trying to get it in stores? Are you trying to get it as a what are you trying to do with it?
At the moment, just since we're just getting started, like I'm doing kind of a soft launch with just making sure all my systems are in place before I really push hard with marketing. But I think, eventually, like I would love to have like a trailer or brick and mortar or something eventually with it too, just because why not, around here, especially like we go to like the state marching competitions and there's a coffee truck there and it's always like 60 deep, it's just line all the way wrapped around the building. And so I wait in line thinking, oh, this must be really good coffee. And I tried it and it was just terrible. I mean, it was like church coffee. It was bad.
Right.
So so soulhealercoffee.com is you got a Shopify site and everything already?
Yeah. Yep.
That's really nice, man. It looks really good.
Thank you.
No, we're gonna.
Are you already like drop shipping basically?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like about 3 days, 3 or 4 days. They roast. You put your order in, they roast it then and ship it out. If it's not in by 10 a.m., then it ships the next day. But they roast right before they ship.
Coffee with mushrooms. He's got mushroom.
That's my favorite. That's what I have my affogatos with actually, because it's got less caffeine.
We should have got some of this before the show so we could actually like be tasting it.
There you go.
I know you should have sent us sample.
Good,
look,
man.
Future guests, if you have a product, send it to us so we can
give free stuff. Oh, I mean, yeah, so we can try it out.
Give our professional opinion. I mean, or free stuff.
Yeah. I was trying to be eloquent.
I mean, we did have Carney on here, and he gave me cigars, but I forgot to give them to you. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, you did. You suck.
I have some. If you want.
I was going to give those to my dad.
I know. I'll get your dad some cigars.
You're a terrible friend.
I'm terrible. Yeah.
I'm going to tell my dad.
I'm scared. But how did you get involved with the coffee company? Because you're a handyman, and sounds like prior to that you were flipping and doing other things with housing and stuff.
Yeah.
So what got you involved in coffee?
It's been a winding road. Like literally, if we go back all the way to when I started working when I was 12, I've had 41 different jobs / businesses that I've been in. So, I mean,
sounds like an entrepreneur.
Yeah, ADHD.
Why do you know that? Why do you know 40?
Well, I know that. Here's why. Because one time we were having dinner, we were at the table, and I said something about, or my daughters were saying something, and I brought up like a job that I had, and they're like, "How many jobs have you had?" And I'm like, "That's a great question." So I just go back and think about which ones I all had. I wrote them all down, and it's like, holy crap, I had a lot of jobs. But that's all I
don't know that I could do that actually, so I don't want to.
Yeah, no kidding.
ADHD, man. I mean, you want change all the time. You got your brain's on 15 different things at the same time. So
I want to do that.
Well, if you saw our show, what was it, 3 weeks ago with Bob? 2 weeks ago? We came to the conclusion that ADHD is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. It's a superpower.
It's our superpower. Yeah, it's our superpower. So for sure. I mean, there are times where I have like 37 bookmarks open at the same time, and there's music playing, and I don't know where it's coming from, and I can't shut it off. But I get it under control. But I'm also the guy who can do 3 things or 4 things at once and get everything complete. I'm not like my wife cannot. Like if she's texting, I can't talk to her. She's oblivious.
It's so weird. Like you're the woman in the relationship.
The multitasker.
Like not. I don't mean not like an insulting way. Like in terms of like it's usually the man who can handle one thing at once. Like it's usually the wife chucking all these awesome ideas at the man, and the man's like, in his mind, he's like, I got to get these all done right now, and he's trying to do one, and she's throwing 3 more ideas. Like, and I'll get this all the time. I'll be like, do you want me to finish this task or go on to the next? Like, I can't overload. Like, like I got a book to write things down already, but I'm trying to like straight line it. You know what I'm saying? And you're the opposite, where you're like branch out. Isn't that weird?
We have actually come to terms with that because there's
you
a
just
lot
gotta
of things,
accept it.
There's a lot of things, like I'm the guy who can decorate the house. I can see the feng shui. I see the big picture. I know what's going to work and what's not going to work. And she doesn't. She just has to go piece by piece. She's very task minded and stuff like that. She's the one who writes down outlines and does all that. So that's why she's a school teacher. But so yeah, we've come to that conclusion. Yes. I'm the soft, easy, laughable, going, fun-loving guy, and she's the taskmaster. So it's all right. But I am the man of the house. Trust and believe that. This is my house.
It's a balance.
And that's why we work so. We always say we're our yin for our yang. We are, just like my parents were complete opposite. My mom was crazy wild like me, and my dad was so laid back. My friends were like, your dad's so laid back, he's in a coma. I'm like, yep, pretty much till you wake the bear up. Then it's not fun. So did you grow up in Nebraska?
Yep, born and raised. So born and raised in Columbus, and after that, lived up in Minnesota. Went to school up there for photography. I ran my photography business for about 20 years, and then moved back down to Nebraska and Lincoln. And then from Lincoln, moved up to Sioux City, Iowa for a while, back to Columbus. Then we got married, moved out to Colorado Springs. So kind of jumped all over the place. But yeah.
Did you ever see a car dealership in Sioux City called Hoke Motors?
Yep.
That was my father-in-law.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yep. Well, Hoke was my mother-in-law's dad, but my father-in-law ran it when Papa Dick passed away, or turned it over to him. Whatever he did, I don't know. But yeah, there was 8 car dealerships. So yeah, he ran that town. Everybody knew Big Chuck. So yeah. And so you, from what I'm hearing, have an obsession with cold states.
Which is really interesting because I told my wife, like, we're definitely going to be snowbirding earlier in life than anticipated. Like, we'll be moving down where you're at probably after the kids are out of the nest.
Well, Florida's closed. We closed it. We're done. We got enough people.
It's probably like, in terms of your market though, like if you had intentions to early snowbird and semi-retire but still do anything handiwork, like this is such a crazy market for that. Like,
oh yeah,
so it's unbelievable. So I'm sure you could make your way in the jungle down here. It is pretty savage, but there's plenty of everything
the cool
here.
Thing is,
a lot of people taking it too.
The cool thing about Florida is, it's becoming, I like to say, South Jersey and South New York, because everybody's moving down. The good thing about that is, if you are a good salesperson, good handyman, good, and you treat your customers right, New Yorkers and people from Jersey all are completely loyal. And if you do a good job, they'll use you forever and tell your friends, right? That's one thing that was really difficult when I moved here 31 years ago. And it took a while to get used to, like, up north, like when I was in the car business for 30 years. And up north, like, if I sold a car, I was going to sell their cousins, their aunts, their uncles, everybody. They were loyal. Down here,
yeah,
no loyalty.
Man, they'll slit your throat over $5.
Like when I need to get my windows tinted, I got to find the cheapest tint shop, and I know a tint window owner, so
it's so common. But you raise a good point. Like it's culturally the loyalty is, yeah, it's way more price sensitive, and like people. I don't think people really have an idea of landed cost and value, right?
Right.
Because we all go to the grocery store and we think, hey, there's 2 bottles of mustard. One is $2 and one is $5. The thing never spoils. We use it all the time. The $5 is 4 cents an ounce, and the $2 is 10 cents an ounce. I'm buying the $5 bottle. It's a better drum roll value, right? A unit cost. Here, it's everything's face value. Like people don't consider the entire, like, okay, I'm going to save $5 on this service, but then the guy screws it up and they have to completely pay someone else. And then he runs away, doesn't honor his warranty, dissolves his LLC, moves to a different state, puts on his Jesus sandals, and then goes back to his country. Like it's different because because
you're saying?
Well, yeah, kind of. But you end up paying more for being overly price sensitive on the surface, if that makes sense. Like if I came to you and you said, "Hey, I'm $200 an hour," and I'm like, "Well, this guy will build a cabinet for $100 an hour," and I get a crap result. Like, what am I going to do with that?
Right.
Well, like even if he says, "Oh, I'll give you all your money back and go away," and the time it took and just the plan, like it's just you're going backwards. So I think we run into a lot of that here.
We had a guy, he was doing tree work at my neighbor's house yesterday. And I came out to get some stuff out of my wife's car, and he's standing there. I guess he was wrapping up, and he looks over. He goes, "Hey, do you have someone who does your yard?" I said, "Yeah, man." I said, I got a guy. I've been here. I've had him since I moved in. He's like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "Oh, no worries." And I said, "And you're not going to beat his price. Trust me. He does me right." So he's like, "Well, do you need any tree work done?" I said, "Last hurricane, my wife made me get rid of all the trees because they are beating on the side of the house, and she was scared. So we got rid of everything. Plus, we redid the whole backyard." I said, you see my fence line? You see all those garbage trees coming over from my neighbor's yard? How much would you charge me to, just straighten it out, get rid of everything?" And I never rarely do this. Because I always get jammed up when Lorianne makes fun of me because I get jammed up when a salesman comes to the front door because I'm a sales guy and it's really hard for me. I want to listen to them. And if they're really good, then I want to try and give them a shot. But then I've been burned too. Anyway, so the guy looks at it and he goes, "I'll do it for $50 right now." I was like, "Sold, go." So my son, who's a tree guy, talk about loyalty, but he lives far away. He lives up in Ocala, which you don't know where that is, but that's an hour and a half away. He came by he meets his ex here they do the baby exchange here because she lives down here and they meet here. And this is safe territory. And then, my granddaughter gets to see Lala and Papa. And he comes in and he's like, I was laughing. I said, "Yeah, I had some tree work done." And he looks at me, he goes, I go, "Dude, you live an hour and a half away and you would have charged me $600. He charged me $50. So screw you." He's like, "Let me go see how bad of a job he did." He goes, "Oh, he's all right. $50." He goes, "He doesn't know how to run business." I go, "Okay there, champ." But that's why I didn't, because you would have charged me and you should have done it for free. How about that? He's like, "All right, we got to go, Coraline. Let's get out of here." So
nothing in life is free.
Yeah. Well, he trust and believe he should be doing everything for me for free. like I've given him. Look, when I grew up, I had to mow my yard. I had to mow my grandmother and my aunt's yard. I didn't get paid for it. My dad said, "That's your job." I said, "Job? I'm 13 or 12, whatever I was." I'm like, "No." He's like, "Yes, it's your job." So, and then in the fall, as we all know, I don't know if do you guys have trees that you had to rake leaves? We had to rake leaves and
pick up sticks,
barrel them up. My dad did not believe we lived in the woods. We could have just took them out in the woods, but no, I had to barrel them up, put them in a bag, put them out for the trash to get. I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing. The minute I move out, I'm 18 years old. I move out and I come home to visit and he buys one of them power blowers and he's blowing the leaves out into the woods. I'm like, "You son of a gun." I'm like, how dare.
Yeah, but everyone's dad does that, dude. Yeah, that's a dad and a grandpa thing. Honestly, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times my grandpa made me use my hands without gloves on manual weed whacking acres of land, and then someone else comes by with a weed whacker in like 10 minutes. Some might like sweat it out for coming in with bleeding hands. And
what were you using? A sigh?
a sickle, bro.
A sickle, whatever they are. Yeah, the sickle, the sigh, whatever those things are.
That's a paternal thing, you know. I mean,
yeah,
we raked and bagged when we were young, and then the second we moved out, my parents built a house at the edge of the woods and have like 3 leaf blowers, and the ones you roll like with a handle, like that you just push across the lawn, and they're all in the woods. That's just normal, man. They're getting old. They don't want to mess with it, and they don't have the free slave labor anymore.
Right. Well,
but I think you have to make your kids' character too, so you can't be hating on that.
And then my aunts wanted their lawn bagged when I mowed it. But then I finally convinced them that thatch was good for the grass, and so they stopped making me.
Well,
bag
if you're
it.
not getting paid, that's tough shit. There's no dictation to that. You just, if you're going to let the thatch.
Oh, there
go,
was no arguing. There
sure
was no arguing. Now, you grew up in Nebraska. Did your parents, were they farmers or anything, or no?
No. Both my folks were both working factories. I don't know if you ever heard of the Dorothy Lynch salad dressing. I don't know if that's everywhere. I think it's more of a Midwest thing. But yeah, my mom worked in the Dorothy Lynch factory for 18 years and then moved on to another place, and she's retired from that, but now she's working at the school. She can't sit still. She's kind of like me. She's got to be doing something. So, and my dad happily retired from his job and has been fishing ever since.
My dad was a school teacher for 40 years, retired at 37 years, and still got the full 40 because he had so much time accrued for vacation and everything that he just took the last couple of years off, and he spent it standing on a stream, and then they spent the whole summer in Alaska in a stream. And my mom got a lot of books read while my dad was fishing all day. I mean, that's all it was. And the joke is, he's up in heaven now, he's fishing with Jesus. I mean, they're just they're having a good time fishing. So it is then they look down and go, yep, yeah, you're right, Fred. He is an idiot. So even Jesus.
Yeah, my dad was like that too. Like he retired at 60, and that was it. He was cool. He was good. He could play guitar. He could work around the house. He could go for a walk, smoke cigars, have a beer.
I got 3 more years. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, you're not in the shape that my parents were in. They did everything. Dutch families, bro.
It's not the shape any of our parents were in.
Dutch families live in a shed, and they've got $4 million buried under their mattress.
Right.
It's like a mafia, It's like, oh no, sorry, your budget for your Nikes is $50, and then you move out and they retire, and you take a look at their annuities, and you're like, holy shit. I mean, that's how it works in Dutch Midwest families, man. Like people are frugal, like in power to them, like they know how to do it,
Mm-hmm. I do.
No, they ain't got none of them problems, bro.
I mean, when Lorianne's parents passed away, we got taken care of. So, I mean, I can't complain about it, but no, I'm not ready to retire anyway. I mean, there's so much stuff I want to do. Do I want to work for somebody? Surely not. I'd rather work for myself. That's what I'm building towards. Okay. So you went to, what school did you go to in Minnesota?
It was a 2-year, like a tech school for photography, Ridgewater College up in Wilmer. And then I moved to Minneapolis, lived out in Minneapolis for a while.
I bet you're glad you're not living there now.
Yeah, not really.
It looks a little messy.
Is that because of the ice or the ice?
Yeah, that's because of the ice, yeah. No, and speaking, we were talking about temperatures earlier. That was the wake-up call for me because, I mean, Nebraska, it gets cold here, but I remember my first year up there, I think one of the days with the wind chill was negative 62 with the wind chill, and it's like they don't cancel anything. You still go to school and everything like that. I go to school, right. And I'm like, man, I could not get my car started. They're like, well, didn't you plug it in? I'm like, plug it into what? And they're like, you plug your car in at night. And I'm like, that's not a thing. I didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, everyone has like heater,
heater core or whatever it is
in there, and I didn't know.
So that's like a 12-volt charger, so your battery will start essentially.
No, it's actually a plug that keeps the engine warm. Yeah, it's like a glow.
I got you.
Yeah, you definitely have to
outlets in front of like an apartment complex. There's outlets in front of every parking stall, so you can plug your car in.
Wow,
Mike. So my cousins grew up between Minneapolis and St. Paul, somewhere out there. They were out in the country more. They weren't in the city. But I got to visit Minneapolis. It's a pretty town. It was very cool.
Oh, it's
and
beautiful.
I thought the cool thing is like the tubes that go from buildings to buildings. And I'm like, well, that's cool. You don't have to walk across the street. They're like, no, it's because you can't walk outside some days. It's too cold. So if you gotta go to lunch or whatever, you cut through.
Everywhere central Minnesota is so beautiful.
It is.
The lakes are beautiful.
The fall is amazing with the aspens.
Oh yeah.
But like Elisa was telling us last week, it's the land of the lakes, and it's also the land of the mosquitoes that carry small children away, and they were nasty. But I remember, and I brought this up on last week's show, we went to Chili's and we pulled up in front, and there's parking spots and it says snowmobile parking, and I'm laughing. I was like, it's pretty funny. He's like, what do you mean it's funny? He's like, we ride our snowmobiles. You can't drive a car sometimes. If you got to get to school or go eat, you got to ride your snowmobile. I'm like, what? I mean, to me, that's just like, I'm from Jersey. I mean, snowmobile is just to go out and have fun in the fields and get chased by the cops, right? Up there, you're driving around snowmobiles on the roads, and it's like a normal everyday thing. I'm like, this is nuts. I actually I was at one point in time when I was a little kid, I said, man, it'd be so cool to live with our cousins. My dad's like, you would never make it one winter. Not even, no way.
Yeah, that was kind of a wake-up call too, seeing snowmobiles parked at the parking lot, like at the grocery store. You're like, if you're not used to that, it just kind of throws you off. And then just seeing them driving down the sidewalks and everything, it was just kind of, it was kind of interesting.
Well, like I said, I grew up in Jersey, and my mom, later on in life, her last 14 years she spent in Lancaster area, Pennsylvania, which is all Amish. And I took my wife up there, and the first time she saw, the horse and buggy go by, she was all amazed. And then she realized, wait, they're everywhere. There's horse and buggies everywhere, and she see the little kids walking around with their straw hats and riding their little scooters, and excuse me. And that just blew her mind. I said, but yeah, because if you're not used to it, but for them, they're looking at us like, why are you looking at me? Weirdo, what's she looking at?
Right.
But I guess it's kind of like when you come to Florida and you run into Florida man or Florida woman. We see them every day, but people from other states are like, what is that? Or alligators. That's the best. I love when I'll never forget, this is pre 9/11. I was working for a large hotel chain down here. I ran the food and beverage department. I was like the car whisperer. I could tell when the algorithm was up and down, and I would go do something else for a little while. So I was working in the restaurant industry for a bit. Cars and bars I've done most of my life, and I was running this. And I remember everybody was freaking out on the patio, and I couldn't figure out why, out by the pool. And they're like, Zach, get out there. And so I go out there, and there was an alligator. It was a little guy, and he just climbed up. He was just sunbathing, and all the tourists were freaking out. They're like, what? We're going to get torn up. And I said, no. I said, first of all, he's a baby. He's just a little guy. He was only maybe 4 foot. I mean, we got some like 11, 12 footers. Them the ones you worry about. Like, I probably wouldn't have done what I did. But I walked over to him and I yelled at him. I said, unless you want to end up in soup tonight, you better get off my patio. And he flopped away, and they're more scared of us.
Oh, yeah.
But he went back in the water, and everybody was cheering. I'm just like, it was just a gator. It's no big deal. But like, imagine being from, Nebraska or England or Canada, and all of a sudden there's a freaking gator sitting there, and you're like, what the?
Yeah, we don't really have there's really nothing in Nebraska that I can think of that would be anything even close to that. Like, we don't have scorpions. We don't have, we have snakes, but do
you have moose?
No. Mountain lions from time to time. Get mountain lions, coyotes, but nothing really to be too afraid of.
I remember when we were in Montana, or maybe it was Wyoming, one of them, we saw the bison, and those, you see a cow. A cow's a big creature. Bison makes them look like little babies, just buffalo just walking, and they will wreck a car without even trying. Yeah. How about you up in Michigan, Derek? Did you guys have any weird things other than bears and
weird animals?
Yeah, like we have gators down here, which is some people get freaked out. We're all used to it.
No, honestly, I was surprised when I moved to Florida that you have every animal you have in Michigan, then some.
Yeah.
Your animals there are red-tailed hawks and white-tailed deer, and rarely a bear unless you go far north, wolves in the UP, all that kind of stuff. You come out here like, oh, they're in my backyard. That's cool. And I don't have a backyard. Cool. I think like Nebraska to me is more about like the weather hazards, man. So Amon, I'm going to tell you that like as a child going away on the standard summer family vacation road trip, Nebraska is probably one of the more least visited states. That just probably wasn't a whole lot of attractions there to do.
No.
But as a pass through, the only memories I have of Nebraska is outrunning tornadoes in Lincoln and literally parking under overpasses and going again when the rain slows down, going to the next overpass, parking under it, and then looking over to your cars to the left and right who went before you, who have holes in their windshield the size of a grapefruit from hail.
Yep.
Thinking, holy shit. Like, the hail and the tornadoes are just like, that's your wild animal. Like, theirs is not to be messed with out there, man. They get some killer weather at some points. It's like, to me, that's scarier than like most hurricanes that we see in Orlando, because we're kind of landlocked, and most of the time they chill out for a second before they hit us. But out there, holy crap, you guys got some wicked wind.
Yeah, and that's
where you're located.
From the time I was a kid, that was like the most intriguing thing to me, like tornadoes and lightning and storms. And I started storm chasing. I mean, I was really into it when I was like 14, which got me into my photography. Like, I wanted to figure out how to capture lightning, and so I got into photography when I was pretty young. And then when I got my car when I turned 16, it's like, all right, full chase mode is on, and so then I was storm chasing. All through high school, and the name of my business was even Striking Images. Like, everything was around storms, and like I just love that. Tornadoes are just fascinating. Like, in back in the day, before we even had like radar, or like, we didn't have mobile devices where we could see where it's at. You just have to kind of look at the Weather Channel before you leave the house and go, okay, it's here, it's moving that direction about this fast, so I need to not get in front of that and get behind it and chase it. You just follow it, and whatnot. So that was always pretty exciting. But now it's like, shoot, you can pull up on your phone and you can just chase it live and stay.
You can dance around it.
Yeah, you got.
That's what you do with the thunderstorms in Florida in the summer. You literally, even if you're on foot, you dance around it. Like, you can just go a half mile. Like, my wife and I will go out running and we just dance. You run around it. Like, oh, where's the storm? It's going to be here. It's going to be here. You check your phone 30 seconds later. Oh, crap. Here it is. And then it just swirls wherever it wants to go. It's just.
Do you have tornadoes where you're located? Is it common in that area?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we had a really big one that made national news. Was it 2 years ago? I think it actually just hit my kids go to school like 15 minutes from here, and it's outskirted that town, and it missed the high school, but it took out some buildings and stuff like that. It hit a train. There's a video out on YouTube of this. The train conductor was sitting on the tracks, and it was a direct hit to the train, and he was filming it the whole time. But if you see that, if you look up the Waverly, Nebraska tornado and see that thing, it was massive, and it was crazy. I saw it. I mean, I was working on a customer's house. The siren started going off. I'm like, oh crap, I better get home, make sure the family's okay. As soon as I backed out of her driveway, I looked north, and there it was. It was just right there. I mean, it was like, oh, that is so cool. But
how big was it? Was it
F3? It's wicked, man.
F4, I believe.
F4? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was a big one.
Dude.
It was
I'm looking at some shorts of it now.
Yeah.
So does every house in Nebraska have a tornado cellar?
Most houses have basements, and if they don't, I don't know what you do. But yeah,
so are you safe in the basement? Are you safe in the basement?
Yes Safer. And no. Safer. Yeah. There's definitely the southwest corner of a basement is the safest corner to be in, because most of your tornadoes travel from southwest to northeast. They kind of travel that direction. So that corner of the house takes less of a direct hit, so to speak, as the wind is, wrapping around, and usually the north side is where you're going to see most of your heavier damage. So I built the tornado shelter in ours in the southwest corner down, on the front wall of the house, basically.
So this is an interesting question because, like I said, I was in New Orleans 2 weeks ago, and you can still see the water lines on some of the buildings from Katrina. Mm-hmm. I mean, the place we stayed in, there was almost 6 foot of water in the whole building. Like, how do you come back to that when your house just gets totally devastated? I mean, I've seen tornadoes where it's gone. There's nothing left.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some of that tornado. That one, thankfully mostly hit farm ground. There was a few buildings and I think a farmhouse that had some damage, but for the most part, it missed like any major populations. But there have been some that have been like closer towards Omaha that hit. And yeah, it does. It's just crazy. And it's gone within just a matter of like 15 seconds. I mean, it's like everything's there and then it's not.
We had one come through. This is long before even you were here, Derek. This was back in 2006. And it hit Claremont, a 55 plus manufactured home neighborhood, which seems to be a magnet for them. They love trailers and manufactured homes, especially when I was in Texas. That happened all the time. Hit that, skipped across, went up, and then hit like a Apopka, and then it jumped and hit. Anyway, long story short, I was driving home from work and I watched, you could see the sky. It was purple just moving across. And I knew it was a tornado because when I lived in Texas, I'd seen them. And the next day it had gone straight up. What it basically did was hit 1792 and went north and went right up this. 1792 is like used to be the car alley, you know, where all the car dealerships were and everything. I mean, it just destroyed but the worst brunt of it was that trailer park home village. I mean, people got killed. I mean, it was bad. The trailer parks were like in, you know, a county over. They got tossed, you know. It was just I don't even know. I mean, I live in a great block home. I think we would be I don't know. I hope we'd be okay. I'd just go hide in the bathroom somewhere or whatever. But I mean, man, if I walked out and half my house was coming,
what's the wind gust of a tornado typically?
I mean, there's the rating, the F4, F5, F3, like that rating is different, but I think usually it's like anywhere from like 90 to 130, maybe 140.
So you'd be fine, Zach, because most of our windows here are rated to at least 140, and that's
right. We have hurricane.
I don't think that's a gust speed. I think that's like a stable wind, and our worst wind hurricane that we got was probably the year before this one. Milton, where we had probably an hour or two of sustained wind around 70 with 100-mile gusts in Orlando, which is weird because you're so far inland. And I think you'd be okay because the houses here are block and stucco, and although they I mean their stud frames suck. I'll tell you that. They're like, I've caught interior walls of my house that are like spaced out more than you'd want to believe trying to mount TVs, but as far as the outer walls go, like, yeah, they're usually pretty robust. It's ugly for a reason, you know. Stucco's looks like shit. You can't drill anything into it. It sucks, but it's safe.
Yeah.
Well, I would think the houses with a tornado, it doesn't matter what the house is. If it takes a direct hit, it's not walking. You're not walking. It's not going to be there.
Unless you got stone brick. I mean, if you got, you got a pretty firm house,
your roof's coming off.
It's just crazy at how selective they are too. It's like literally you can have a tornado hit a block and it like hits two houses. It skips over one, hits the next one, skips over the next one. It's just like so random, you know?
Well, I was actually, so I work for a fence company, and that Milton you're talking about was the first time that I've ever seen. So we do wood, vinyl, chain link, aluminum. Vinyl fences are made, the pickets are made to blow out during storms. It's just so the whole thing doesn't fall over. Wood, just the whole thing falls over, right? The posts break. They're 4x4s, but it is what it is. They break. First time ever I saw a 5x5 vinyl post snapped because the wind from that hurricane was so strong. It snapped a vinyl post. Never seen it. I haven't seen it since then. I mean, I have no idea how it happened. She must have had sustaining winds just battering her house. And then I went to another neighborhood. I actually just closed the deal on it, but I pulled in and I'm like, wow, the roof guy's making a ton of money. Everybody's got blue tarps on there. There's like roof signs everywhere. What the heck's going on? And I said it to the customer, and he's like, do you not watch the news? I said, no. He's like, yeah, we had that freak tornado hit us a couple months ago and took everybody's roof. It just hit this one neighborhood. It just dropped down, hit it, and bounced and was gone, and took everybody's roof off. His fence, which was aluminum, which is a picket fence, which is it's wind resistant. It's supposed to the wind go through it. Ripped it out of the ground, folded it up like it was like a piece of paper laying over on the side. They had street signs from the street, like in the middle of their yard, just stuck in the yard. that being said, now with all the damage and devastation that happens, unfortunately, how does that help you with your handyman business?
Well, I was going to say, I think that we're talking materials now. We should transition into talking about what you do.
I know how to do this.
I know. Thank God.
Actually, it's interesting that you bring that up because like doing like disaster relief is kind of something that I have kind of a vision for. Like since I've storm chased so much and seen how much devastation there is, and like after the storm comes through, like even like when our town gets hit here, our little village that we live in, we get a real big windstorm or an ice storm and it's knocking trees down and all that kind of stuff. Like everyone just needs help. They just need help. They just need hands to help pick up. And so that's been something that's been kind of on my mind of like, can I build a fleet, have a team that has water generators, chainsaws, whatever you need to just go through and help people just kind of clean up, make sure that everyone's okay, and then move on to the next one and just kind of help, in the area. So that's something that's kind of always been on my radar.
I mean, if you can find out your cost of goods of doing that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like an alignment of all your passion and what you do in one thing. And also, I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that.
Yeah. It's called FEMA.
I mean, most of these people run into the store to try to buy a generator and they're like, yeah, you're 2 weeks too late, bro.
Right.
How about come back in a week and buy one for the next storm?
The minute we hit
hurricane people rolling around in vans like saying, let's get you hooked up.
The minute we hit hurricane season, you're not finding a generator anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they sell out.
The beautiful thing, though, about the Midwest, too, is just like the neighborly. I mean, when something like that happens in this community, like everybody's out helping everybody. Like it's like when one farmer's done harvesting, he jumps over and helps his friend finish their field. Then those two go and help the next guy. And then those three help the next guy. And like everything is just tag teams. So I think that'd be something where I could just put together a group of guys and just build it.
And like, I jokingly said, it's like FEMA, but the problem with FEMA is they don't show up till weeks after the event.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my friend Bob, who was on the show, we didn't talk about it, but we have land up in North Carolina where they got hit by that big storm in Asheville area, and they were finding bodies in trees like, weeks later. And I mean, it was horrific, but everybody from town came out and just pitched in and helped everywhere they could.
Yeah.
And actually didn't Mark talk about it too, Derek? He went out and he got water and brought water and food in and stuff like that. And yeah. So I mean,
FEMA was playing games during that. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they were.
So they had a lot of private help too. A lot of people in our insurance marketing organization who are very independent and independent with their time and their finances that went out and did that too, because their headquarters are there. So it was a very privatized relief. And one of the first times we kind of had publicly saw that type of stuff in our living room, so back to where that concept goes is, I mean, sounds like a I don't know how to say dream niche, because it's like, okay, you're helping people, right? I mean,
sounds like
but sounds like it'd be something that needs some attention where you are, even where we are. I mean, most places have a disaster of some type, whether it's tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires, or earthquakes, or whatever it may be.
The problem is too,
organizations that are smaller organizations that are set up like that do the exact thing that I want to do, and maybe it's just something of just finding them and partnering with them or whatever, and just being part of their organization. I don't know. I've always felt the need to be in that space of helping people after a disaster, because I've followed so many of those storms that it's just like, man, I can't even imagine.
Well, I think also the problem is, and I don't know how it is out there, because everywhere is different, but down here, a lot of, like, after disasters, we have hurricanes or whatever, it brings out a lot of criminal element. Mm-hmm. Everybody's just trying to make a buck, and they're looking for a way to rob you. And, it just sadly, it turns out to be that way. When we had Hurricane Andrew hit back in 92, hit South Florida, I remember they had to bring in the National Guard, because it was just, the looters were just insane, and it was just, everybody was just trying to rob everybody. And it's like, come on, man, these people are losing their livelihood, and you want to go rob them.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Sheriff Grady, Judd.
That's right. That's the man right there, Sheriff Grady.
Now you get shot.
Yeah, now you just get shot. He tells you.
That's so nice.
If you guys, they literally did a commercial. If you have a weapon in your house and you're not sure how to use it, come on down and we'll teach you, because it just makes makes a lot more sense if you take care of the business before we get there.
We have the standard FAAFO motto. You kind of want to spell,
100%.
F around and find out,
That's right.
That's another business you could start.
I saw this for the first time. I haven't been out of the state on the road in a while. Well, I have going to North Carolina, but I didn't pay attention. But coming back from Louisiana, you go through Mississippi and Alabama, and then when you enter Florida, it said, "Welcome to the free state of Florida." I was just like, oh man, DeSantis is just rubbing it in everybody's faces.
You have no idea how free, so free it's bad in a lot of cases.
Sometimes. But. So, what type of handyman work do you do? Are you like full construction? Are you a GC, or you just do little thing like go mount TVs? And,
I flipped that model on its head. I did commercial construction for a while and did whole home remodel, and I've gotten out of that. I just want to get away from the heavy stuff and stick strictly to small stuff. If my biggest bread and butter is like, give me a list of like 10, 12 things that you want done. I'll come in, knock it out in a couple hours.
Yeah. I've got a guy actually who I use down here, Jeff of All Trades. Shout out to my boy. He mounted TVs for us and put up. I got string lights in the backyard. He did stuff that I could have done, but not by myself. So, you're here. How much would you charge me to do it? Okay, cool. Just mount the TV and do that, and then give you a check. We're good.
Yep.
So yeah. I mean, is it keeping you busy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're staying. I mean, I started side gigging it when I was working for that commercial construction company, and I was making 2 or 3 times more in 2 hours at the end of the day than I did working 10 hours for them. And so within 4 months, I quit my job and went full time with the business. And yeah, we had a really good first year. And it's usually about a month to month and a half, 2 months booked out.
What do you do during the winter months when you guys are buried in snow?
There's still a lot of work. The slowest month right now is the slowest month, actually, January, and then the beginning of February, and then in the middle of February, it starts picking back up again. So I'm already getting booked out to the end of February now. So, but yeah, and really it's just what you talk about is what you get. So I do a lot of promotion in the wintertime for drywall repair, door handles, weather stripping, paint touch-ups, like punch list type stuff for realtors. And whatever you promote.
Do you partner with a lot of realtor companies?
I have, I definitely network with them a lot because, realtors are huge networkers. And so I kind of let them be the boots on the ground, and, they kind of.
If you have the right amount of sellers agents, there's a whole. I think back to selling homes that we didn't build brand new, but that were older that we lived in. And it's not before the staging, there's the checklist, okay, replaster the ceiling, recarpet the downstairs, paint this room. And, we did some of it ourselves, but had to hire some of it. But boy, would it be nice if that realtor had someone who could take that project list and say, hey, here's how we're going to knock it out. Because, you're thinking about packing and changing your address and changing jobs and like hiring moving companies, and it's just there's so much going on to not have to coordinate. In fact, when we did it, our realtor did have a few people, but they were more like they only did specific tasks there. Like this guy just does carpet, this guy just does ceilings. It would be really cool if you had some of the capabilities for someone to just say, hey, I'm the GC of this selling checklist per se.
And that's what we do. Yeah, we're the one-stop shop. So, and if there's anything that's out of my scope, I have my guy. I have my subs that I can bring in to do the work. But that's the thing too. Is it's like for a lot of homeowners, it's like you show up to fix the faucet. Well, they got an outlet that quit working. Well, now you got to find an electrician. It's like, no, if you have a handyman, jack of all trades that can come in and do all of it all in one shot, be in and out within a couple hours and clean.
What about specialty licenses like electrical, plumbing, and HVAC? Do you have any of those, or do you have to have any of those, or is there a line that you can go up to before you have to sub that out?
Yeah, it does. That definitely varies by state. And actually, I co-founded a group called the Golden Gap Brotherhood, and so we have about 100 members in there now that we kind of help get their handyman businesses started. And so we have to kind of go based off of what state they're in, because there's different regulations. California is terrible. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my gosh, I would not want to be a handyman in California.
You have to be a certified electrician to change a wall plate.
Oh, it's right. It's crazy.
Yeah, we need to change our Bath and Body Works plugins for the holiday season, sir. This is not to code. These refills are not to code.
Or if you're in New York or New Jersey, you better be part of the union, because you're not getting on any job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. But yeah
I mean, just so okay. So as an entrepreneur, have you found yourself sticking to your same niche every time you start a new business, or have you branched out and tried crazy other things? I mean, obviously the coffee's a little bit out of your scope.
I mean, there's no way he did 41 businesses of the same thing.
He could have just changed it 41 times.
No,
I hope the 41st is a charm, man.
No, it's kind of a little bit of everything. My photography business was my biggest one. That was my 20-year, had a studio, did a lot of weddings, a lot of seniors, a lot of stuff. Shot for the newspaper full time as the chief photographer. So that was kind of like my first real like business, brick and mortar. And then after that, there was like the multi-level stuff, you get kind of wrapped up into some of those, and then did some health coaching, had my health coaching period, and then coffee and handyman, and who knows what there's gonna be more. This isn't the last business I'll own.
What's the job you hate the most?
Do you hate the hardest one?
Saw and wet cutting and miters and
tile
angles and things and
tile. I did a lot of tile work, and I don't do any. What
do you hate about it? Do you hate that your knees get destroyed, or do you hate using the saw, or what do you hate about it? Because tile sort of has a lot of fulfilling things about it too, right? I mean, it's like siding. It takes a while to get going, and then once you got all the what do you call the trim? The J channeling. Mm-hmm. Once you got all that set, it's just like it happens like in a second. You make all this money. With the tiling, it's like I feel like it's really methodical, and then when you get to making those cuts, you're tired and you're interrupted, and you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I like that part of it though, like the detailing part. Like, cause like the ADHD, like I can hyper focus and just be like super dialed in, and I love the super fine detail work. For me, it's the time commitment. It's when it takes too long. And for tile, it's like you got to prep, you got to get your substrate down, then you got to get and then you put the tile down, and you got to come back and you got to grout it, and then you got to
grout them and seal them.
It just carries on and on and on and on. It's just like I just want to.
It's a pretty phased process if you know how to do it right.
Yeah. I love doing. I mean, I enjoy doing it, but for me,
grouting and sealing sucks. It does. It sucks.
Backsplashes underneath the cabinets because the angle. You're hunched over and you're reaching up and you're pushing, and you stand up and you got this knot in the back of your neck because you've been in this position for 3 hours. It's for somebody else.
I did a couple backsplashes with the 12 by 12 sheets or whatever that you just put on, and it were really, really easy. Mm-hmm. So then my wife gives me the July project last year, and it's to redo the backsplash in our kitchen and part of our laundry room. And it was actually like 300 square feet. So it was a reasonable amount. And she wants to do it in standalone tile, the larger ones, no problem. And then I had to take the sheets off the wall, and I'd never really taken them off. I'm like, this can't be that big of a deal. It'll take me a night. Dude, I was like pushing up drywall, and I ended up having to cut out the drywall and re-drywall it.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to the single instead of the sheets for the backsplash, like I never had a diamond saw before, but I had to go get one and wet saw all these things perfectly, and then grouting, and then, and it looks, I think it looks good, but nice. I mean, there's just an art to it, I mean, you're right. You have to, it's like painting, like trimming takes forever, setup takes forever. But once you get that roller out, you get to cover a room in like freaking 40 minutes, and you're like, look at all the work I did. Yeah.
You know, it's really funny. You guys talk about tile. My dad loved doing it though, but because he was so meticulous at it, but he used to hang wallpaper. And I would think that would just drive me nuts. If the lines don't latch, I would go.
What's worse, hanging wallpaper or steaming it off when you have like 4 layers of wallpaper underneath them? You ever get those houses? Like, you ever done any house flipping?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like you get those houses where like they've been through 3 families over the course of 25 years, and they've gone through different. The wife has redecorates every 6-7 years, and like, you're steaming some wallpaper, it's not a big deal. And you get to like the master bedroom, you're like, this kind of sucks. Like, there's more wallpaper, and you start doing it, and there's like 4 layers of wallpaper and 2 layers of paint, and you're like, what am I? You question yourself what you're doing in your life at that time.
That's when it's easiest just to take your knife to the corners, cut the tape, and just pull the drywall out and hang it new.
Yeah. For someone like you who has those fluent skills, like, because for me, hanging drywall for busting through a backsplash was kind of intimidating. But then once I got into it, I was like, it's not so bad. Because it's not. But you're talking big sheets, like, if you don't know what you're doing, like, I feel like that'd be intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest thing with that is just staggering your joints, like just knowing how to hang it. Hanging, the prep, like you said, the prep work is like the main thing. If you don't do it right, then it makes the rest of the process a lot harder to do.
So of all the jobs you could do, backsplash is your least favorite job?
I would say that, and tile flooring. Showers, I don't really care to do that anymore.
Oh, yeah, that sounds awful. I'll tell you what.
Do you get a lot of
knee pads, man? Oh,
I got 3.
You got to definitely have those. Do you get a lot of repeat customers?
Yeah, actually quite a bit. Right. Currently, I'm sitting at about 390 customers total in 2 years. And I would say probably about 45 to 50% we get repeat. So got a pretty good return. And a lot of them, I've been to their house 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I mean, it's they tell me, there's a couple that say, just keep my name on the whiteboard. I'll be calling you back in a couple months for some, round 3.
I gotta imagine that's a pretty good legacy business where, like, once you do a few good jobs, people are gonna, like, anytime the husband is like, dude, I worked 80 hours this week. I know I can paint that room, but I just don't feel like getting the paint, mixing the paint, getting the roller, putting it out, bagging it at night so it doesn't dry up, getting back at it tomorrow. I gotta imagine once you do a couple good jobs for people, you're kind of like on the call list.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's one thing too, is like in like marketing to the right, like finding your right client. And for me, it's been learning who the avatar is, and then speaking the language of that avatar. And for me, like, I went into ChatGPT and I'm talking to it like, I want to speak to the wife of the surgeon who's got 3 kids. They're so busy. They travel. They got a nanny that helps them keep the house organized, and just just having this conversation with them, building out this avatar. So then when I go to do my marketing, it speaks to that. And lo and behold, I had 4 surgeons, wives that reached out to me this year, and I've done work for them.
Well, it makes perfect sense, right? Because they have to structure their life in terms of, what can I pay to get done that's at or below my pay level, so that I can either be doing what I'm doing to get paid or enjoy my life because I don't have time to do anything else.
Yeah.
So that's incredible that you would, that's just smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good marketing right there. What is your, okay.
The thing is that these guys don't realize is that now in your business, you're like the new surgeon of the world, right? Because when I was coming up, getting out of high school in 2004, by 2005 and 2006, they shut down the tech centers and all the hands-on stuff. And they're like, yeah, you're a dirty, nasty, whatever expletive if you don't want to go to college and use your hands. And then we fast forward 20 years later, and people like you making 200, 300, 400K, and like the other people sitting in an office for 50 grand. And, the only doctors making money are the specialists, the surgeons and stuff. That you're making more than a GP, and using your hands, because like the world forgot that we need that. And so like, we need you every day. Like even those of us who are fairly handy around the house, sometimes we need a set of hands. Like I can't have my wife, she's strong as hell, but like 120 pound, whatever. Like if I got a bunch of these things to move, so I just need help.
Yep.
Do you, okay. So we asked you what the worst was. What's your favorite thing to do?
I like to do, actually, to be
payroll.
Yeah. Paying myself, writing my name on the check 3 times. No, I would say, to be honest with you, it's kind of funny because it started out as one of my least favorite things, but now it's one of my favorites. Is doing drywall patching. I love drywall repair. It's satisfying. There's an art to it. It's once you figure it out, the art is easy, and it pays really well. Like I don't know. It's one of those things I can go in and knock out a bunch of drywall repairs like really fast and have.
You talk about on bare walls, like painted walls. Like, are you doing paint touch up after that too, or
yeah,
you just
paint touch ups too?
Yeah,
but yeah.
Oof.
So
matching that paint.
There's that. Even if it's the same paint can they had underneath the steps for a couple of years and it hasn't frozen, it's still going to look different on the wall. So you just have to, you just bid in painting. We're just going to paint this whole wall after we're done, just so everything is seamless.
Right. Yeah, you don't want that middle patch in the middle of the wall. You can't blend it.
You can't.
That's a good point, because like, yeah, you're right. No matter what you do with that patch, you don't blend it at all. But it's partially the coverage, but also partially of however you blend it, however you sand it, whatever you do. Because like when I throw DAP on 3 times, sand it off, paint the whole wall, I still see it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter, like even if I do 2 coats. But my guess is you've mastered it to the ability where you can kind of pretty much just restore it to.
Yeah, you got to feather pretty wide. Even a small patch, if you're doing like a little 10-inch hole, you want to feather that thing out a couple foot, and so that way it's real wide and nice and even and smooth. And then the paint touch up that's the thing that usually doesn't match perfectly is the paint, because the sheen's going to look different. I mean, the paint's been on the wall. It's been, light. Sure. Air, dust, oils, all the things. It's just going to look different, even if it's the same.
So does the sheen get more like gloss or more like satin? Like, what does it do? Like, which way does it go?
It's more
an eggshell paint. It's been sitting around for 4 years.
It'll look shinier. The new paint that you put on the wall will be shinier. Yeah.
And it actually has more sheen, or it just looks like it does? Isn't sheen more of just a look?
If there's a window across the room and it's hitting the right angle, you're going to see
light.
You're going to see that shine around. If you're looking at it flat, you can't really notice it, but at an angle, there's a window or a light that's reflecting off it, you'll definitely see it.
I got you now, 1,000%. So many bad jobs personally of doing that, for sure.
What's your attack on marketing? Do you do Facebook ads, word of mouth? How do you market?
So primarily Facebook, just because like the entire planet's on it and my target demographic is on it. And I would say like 95% has been organic. I might boost posts periodically. If I do like a PSA or something like that, I'll boost it just for brand awareness. But I do have a pretty good strategy that we put in place for our marketing, for like our photos, videos. There's definitely a drip strategy for that. The consistency, showing up in specific groups at certain times of the day. Again, knowing your target demographic and when they're actually on their phone. And that's when you drip your content. And it's just a lot of A/B testing and things like that. So.
Okay, good. Any advice for a entrepreneur or a new entrepreneur who wants to be, he likes the handyman work. He wants to do, the yard work, the fix and repair, whatever. Any words of advice, pitfalls they should avoid, or what not to do, or what to do?
It depends on how serious they want to get. If they just want to like do side gig work, that's going to be just, literally just telling friends and family and just kind of word of mouthing it. If you're actually wanting to turn it into a business, that's a little bit different. You definitely want to get your systems in place. Like the earlier, the better with that. In the analogy that I use all the time is building your oil refinery before you put the well down. You want to get your systems in place. Your leads, that's the oil under the ground. And as soon as you get your refinery, your system set up, you're ready to take those leads in. You got your processes in place to process your invoices, your estimates, all your email, text, everything that goes out to them. You got all that in place. Now you're going to lay your pipes, which would be your Facebook, your Yelp, your Google Business Review, your, all the different channels that are leading back to the refinery. And then you hit the marketing, which is your well. And once you hit the marketing, it starts bringing those leads in and takes them to the refinery, and you just keep on top of it.
There you go. Okay, good.
What are some What are some red flags you see in potential clients that make you say, this is probably not a job I want to take? How do you identify? So yeah, I mean, serious, right? It's funny. We all deal with it in our businesses.
Oh,
for
yeah.
me, in one of my businesses it's crazy. Cause like, I don't know if you ever watch like sales training with like Jeremy Miner, Andy Elliott, that kind of stuff. We all see it on our feeds. If we do that too much, if we sell too hard and you catch the wrong person, because your marketing's never perfect, right? And we're all just trying to lower our cost of acquisition, increase our customer retention and spend. That's the smart thing, the Chick-fil-A model, not the McDonald's. But if you sell too much to the incorrect person, which is quite a few people, you get the wrong person. You get the person who doesn't value you, doesn't want to spend money, will see something wrong with every tiny thing you do, turn your life into a nightmare. So for us, it's really easy. If we have to sell as hard, like hardcore, instead of attract and get people interested, if we have to like push them into it, it's going to be, the relationship's going to suck. It's just, It's not going to be good, because you basically created expectations that are just totally unachievable, and you can be the best in your market and industry, and their expectations are still higher, and they think you're scumbag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So like, what are your tell me about a nightmare you've had. How do you get through all that stuff? How do you learn?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm able to read people really well. And so even through just like a text message or like a DM, I can already tell if this is going to be the person I want to work with or not. And if it's not, I have other guys in the area that I refer them to, like, hey, you might want to get a hold of this guy. I'm too busy. But really just looking for the red flags of like, we need this done yesterday. They're they need it done. It's like urgent. That's a big red flag. People who are texting you like late at night or expecting a response on the weekend or whatever the case is. Like I set those boundaries. I will not respond back if they message me, after 5:00. They'll get a message from me tomorrow. So just setting the boundaries, I think, it really is kind of weeds out the ones that are really wanting to take advantage of you and the ones that don't respect your time or the services that you have. So I think it's just identifying them early. And I haven't really had, honestly, to be honest, I haven't really had any really bad experiences with clients. Like, everyone's been pretty awesome, to be honest.
Yeah. It's funny. I have a work cell phone because obviously I'm not using mine, but we were having dinner it was Sunday, or we were watching TV or something. It was like 8:00 at night, and my work cell phone starts ringing. My wife's like, your work phone's ringing. I go, it's Sunday. I don't answer the phone on Sunday. Leave me a message. And my son goes, it could be a fence emergency. I go, okay. Whoop-de-doo. What kind of emergency you got?
Who's going to go out and take care of it right now?
Right. I'm not going to go fix your fence right now. So it doesn't matter whether I answer it now or call you back Monday morning. I mean, it's just, yeah. So I am a very much respecter of people's times. I may send a message to somebody, like my guy, Jeff, who does the work around my house and stuff. I'll text him out of the blue and be like, hey bro, I know it's late. Just whenever you got time, just let me know if you could take care of this for me. And the next day he'll answer, I'm booked through March. All right, well, get me on your calendar.
Yeah. I mean, it depends what business you're in too, right? If you're HVAC emergency repair, we're not
right. Obviously, if you're a plumber and there's a main line busted, obviously that's a different story. Right. If you're a painter, I don't know that there's an emergency that would rectify you.
We have standard hours, but we're e-commerce, so I'll answer anybody at any hour just because they're going to throw me money without me having to do anything. That's cool with me. I got no problem with that.
I learned,
but people who like demanding a solution at 10 p.m. I'm the same mindset. Like, I'll literally tell people, like,
after hours,
understand that any solution I give you ain't good enough, but it's better than the next guy because the next guy ain't chatting you right now. So we'll call you tomorrow morning.
The other big red flag. The other big red flag that I see, or that I can flag right away, is what do you charge per hour? Like, that's the first question out of their mouth is, what do you charge per hour? We don't charge per hour. We are a flat rate. We have a minimum, 150 minimum to show up at your house. And if it's a door handle, I feel bad charging you 150 to do door handle. So give me 4 other things, and I'll come do the door handle, and I'll do those other 4 things for you for 150. But that's my flat rate. Like, that's where we start. And so And some people are like, I don't have anything else. Just fix the door handle. I'll give you $150. Like, okay, well, that was 5 minutes. That was easy, you know?
That was easy.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Cause I have the same thing. I run a pretty interesting, territory. Some of my neighborhoods are in the
ghetto,
the rougher neighborhood, the ghetto. And I know when I walk up and we start talking about things and what their wants and needs are and everything, and two things always know. All right, this one I'm gonna have to be finesseful with. First, when they start talking about getting automation for their gates and stuff, right off the bat, I'm like, it's $8,000 just for the machine to open your gate.
Why? Why would that be?
That's what it costs.
It should just do it on its own. There's cost behind that. It doesn't make any sense.
I know.
And then the second one is the second one that usually is a red flag.
Yeah, I know a guy doing it for $400. Yeah.
Well, then have him do it. Have a nice day.
Then why are you talking to me, liar?
Yeah. All right. I've only had one door slam in my face. The lady.
We all get those people. I have it fortunate because like if I get a 9 p.m. message, precio, or price, and just all I do is I'll just send them a link to the site with price. Say, here you go read.
Mm-hmm.
What's this cost? Read.
No, with the second red flag for
Call me tomorrow. That's fine.
First thing they ask me is they go, "Do you have in-house financing?" This is not a buy here, pay here fence company. I'm just letting you know. Just no.
We have it for smaller amounts. I mean, it's good. I mean, but you end up eating that transaction fee.
No, I got financing. You got credit. Oh, I got credits. Okay. So, but
someone asked me today if we work off of Tesla credit, and I go, "Are we Tesla?" It's like Tesla credits, like their rewards, right? So it'd be like if you had like American Airlines card and Hertz, their partner, whether you can use your miles for that. And I'm thinking like. Someone asked that to me, like, do you work off Tesla credits? Like, who am I? I'm a nobody. Like, what are you talking? Like,
I would have walked outside, looked at the sign, and go, it still says Turbo. It doesn't say Tesla. There's no Tesla here.
Oh man, yeah.
I was actually speaking of Tesla. I was actually at a what's that other electric car? The trucks.
Rivian.
I was at their repair shop. I did an estimate for them. They needed. Dude, I told the guy he needed me to remove a chain link gate and just replace it. Just put chain link there. He didn't want the pass through anymore. I'm like, dude, get a handyman for that. You're not going to want to pay what I want to charge you. I'm just telling you right now. He's like, I still need the estimate. I never heard back from him. I said, it was a waste of my time. But anyway, it was the Rivian repair shop. It was kind of cool. It's a very fancy place. Let me tell you what. Not in a fancy neighborhood for sure.
It's a fancy place, but they ain't got a tenner for you.
You know where it's at down off of Taft Vineland down there off of the trail.
I don't know or care.
It's south of you. Keep going south, down by the South Turnpike.
Not super interested.
Yeah, it's where the big deal. The big.
I know that's our deal.
The auction is, and all the truck depots are. Yeah.
So
it's really not a nice area. But anyway, so all right. So you've been doing this for a while. You've done as it sounds, you are the jack of all trades. What do you see yourself doing in the future? Are you going to stick with the handyman thing, or I know you got the coffee thing going? Are you looking at other opportunities?
My eyes are always open. Like honestly, like this definitely is not the last thing I'll do. I mean, I probably have 8 more businesses in me by the time I'm dead. So yeah, I don't know what it's going to bring, but
okay. Is there anything out there that really catches your eye that you're just like, oh, I'd really like to get into?
Like I said, ADHD it's a superpower, but it's also that shiny object syndrome. It's kind of like, ooh, I want to figure that. The thing is then you figure it out to the point where it's like,
yes,
you're really good, and you master something, and then you're like get bored with it, and you move on to the next thing. So
Amon, we never fail to have this conversation every single week, and you think I'm lying, but I'm actually not. You can go back and look at podcasts. We talked about ADHD being such a superpower that we rebranded it as HDHD. And then
high def.
We talk about Zach chasing shiny balls, shiny object syndrome, shiny ball syndrome every single week. I'm not kidding you. So thank you for bringing that and sneaking that in just in the last few minutes here. I think it's very, very important to our branding to make fun of Zach.
Matter of fact, I think the name of the business should be Shiny Balls. That probably wouldn't go very far.
Probably do pretty good, man.
Yeah, maybe.
Sells,
Yeah. Now he meant to say came out one show. He called it instead of saying shiny object, he called me, I had shiny ball syndrome. And I was like,
that was intentional.
Well, have you checked them out? I mean, that'd be interesting.
No, I'm good.
All right. No, but look, with ADHD, that is my wife tells me all the time. She's like, dude, you have 7 pokers in the fire and 3 are burning. So, like, do something. I know. I get it. And I know, and I get the lecture from him. I've buckled down, and now I've got 90 days worth of shows booked. So
nice. Yeah.
When I get Joe Rogan on the show, then I'll have done I've succeeded.
There you go. Podcasting, that's another thing that's on an iron that's not in the fire yet, but it's definitely on the list of things to do. So I got a buddy who's starting a podcast, and we're gonna start running that together a little bit, and who knows.
Let me tell you what,
I have an idea for you. Have you ever seen like the YouTube shorts where like the guy will come out to a really bad house with a lot of like dirt on the driveway, and he'll power wash it, and he'll do it for free, but he does a time lapse of it, and then he posts a short, and then it gets like 10 million. He basically makes way more on the monetization than he would on the service. So he's marketing, servicing, and running revenue as a primary source through his monetization all at the same time. Okay. So my wife orders a lot of furniture that has to be assembled. Like, she's part of programs to do that. And I'm usually the assembler, right? Always, for home, office, whatever, but we're blessed with having a lot of furniture. It's great. I always thought like, hey, I should just tape myself time lapse doing this, because I do it so often. I do it like 3 or 4 times a week that like it could probably be helpful, or I could go do it for people. But think about this in your business. Like, are there any like aesthetically ASMR, visually pleasing things you do that you can tape in time lapse and like literally you can have a YouTube channel that you monetize and turn into a business based on what you already are doing. Right. Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I do a ton of time lapse. Like that's part of my branding. Cool. Like part of my marketing strategy is video, doing shorts and reels, and like time lapse is a big part of it. Like my photography background, like I have to roll that into like this business. But yeah, I've seen that guy where he goes and he like weed eats like these,
these jungle houses.
I'm not gonna lie,
that like you don't know even is there.
I watched them.
Yes,
I'm not gonna lie, I watched them because it's just I know he's mowing the freaking grass, but dude, it's fascinating. I'm like, holy crap, he found a sidewalk. There was a sidewalk there.
You know, and then he does the trimming, and then he blows it all
in the grass. Holy cow!
There's cement.
Yeah, or he finds a car buried in the back, whatever. I mean, it's really cool.
Yes,
the pressure washing is a big one though. Like pressure washing concrete, like that's very satisfying.
It is. It's so weird.
I think it's satisfying in accelerated speed. Yeah,
we are now officially old white dudes right now talking about pressure washing videos.
I got on my TikTok. I got a bunch of.
I got the high socks.
My TikTok of pressure washing and joint.
And you know what they always.
Joint caulking is very satisfying to watch.
They get me with the clickbait where it's like, we cut this lady's lawn for free and they were going to arrest me, and I'm like, oh, I got to see why they were going to arrest. And I'm like, no, they weren't going to arrest you.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So, all right, awesome.
Speed around it.
So, for advertising purposes, make sure you send us your stuff. That way, anybody out in Nebraska sees it, they can call you up, because I'm sure somebody from Florida is not going to call you to come fix their drywall. It probably costs too much to fly here.
That's what you think, yeah.
But on a side note, Derek, anytime Lorian orders Wayfair stuff, I'm having you come over, put it together, and I'll record it for you.
There you go.
So generous.
Oh, I did. I've done so much furniture. My hand, I did, and they send them little tiny baby Allen wrenches, and it's anyway.
Did you catch that? I didn't say I enjoyed it.
You did. You did. We're gonna make money with it, so you'll enjoy it. And then how about your coffee? Are you trying to get that to go nationwide, or are you starting regional?
Yeah, we ship in all 50 states. So
all right, well, make sure we get all your info. What is the website for your coffee company?
soulhealercoffee.com.
soulhealercoffee.com. Laura, put that in the description.
SOUL. And handyman business is homehealerhandyman.com. Got TikTok.
Did you name both of them?
What's up?
Did you name them both?
I did.
Okay. What are? I know we're wrapping it up, but where did the healer come from?
From my healing journey. I got injured, had a float tank experience, was just in a very prayerful state. And the name, like for me, that's where my faith journey ties into everything. Is I was healed. I had a very vivid experience, and he said, "You're the home." Like to me, the home healer was just like the name came. It's like you healed my home, you healed my body. He's the healer. I'm just the handyman. Like that's just part of it. And then the Soul Healer Coffee, that when that launched, it was just a God thing. It was just like, I'm the soul healer. Let's sell some coffee.
Well, I'll tell you what, some people will agree that coffee probably is their soul healer.
Every morning.
But that's awesome. Oh, you know what? We're going to have you on a second show because now we didn't even touch into that. And that's definitely something that we love to discuss on this show. We're very much faith-based too. Maybe not so much Derek.
What are you talking about?
He serves a different master. I'm not quite sure.
No, I'm just kidding.
Satan? No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you, Derek. Don't start crying. No, we love talking about it.
Word.
No, Derek and I, we haven't done it in a while, but we used to do a devotion together every day. I bought him a devotional book and we would send back.
I do those every day.
I know, I still do too, but we haven't texted each other about them because usually I'm driving, and anyway, it's probably not safe to do that. Allegedly, that's a vicious rumor. So anyway, we're going to have you back on. I'd love to hear about your healing journey because I too have been through some stuff. So yeah, and we didn't even get the chance to talk about faith in the workplace. And I mean, obviously living in Nebraska, you have to have strong faith. You're not going to get hit by a tornado, first of all.
Right.
Everybody, it's so funny. And I'm sure you hear it, like I'm saying it to you. I know jokingly because my wife's from Iowa. But like everybody up north, as soon as they hear a hurricane's going to hit Florida, they're like, dude, did you evacuate? Are you leaving? And I'm like,
are you okay?
It's nowhere near us. I live here. The hurricane's over here,
Right.
It's in Louisiana right now. Leave me alone. It's not coming to Orlando. Look, hurricanes do not hit Orlando. If they do, we get wind. That's it. We don't get storm surges. We don't get flooded. I mean, some areas get flooded.
Some areas do.
They get crap. They got crappy lava. Look at the flooding that happened in Mount Dora, actually. I take that back. Areas do get flooded. I don't get flooded where I live. I don't get hit by wind. I live in a stair-step community. My house is there's a house above me and a house below me. So, I mean, it's got to go through 2 homes to get to my house. So I'm not worried about it. So anyway, I just find that hilarious, but but we will definitely have you back on because I definitely want to discuss that. But I want to also be very vigilant. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Aware of the time. And I know you got youngins and your wife's probably back home and you want to go spend time with her. Is it, what time is it in Nebraska? Are you guys an hour behind us or 2?
We are Central Time, so it's 6:37.
Okay. So yeah, you're an hour behind us. Okay. Look, like I said, I just drove to New Orleans and it was really weird. We're driving through Florida and all of a sudden my time changed and I'm like, what do you mean it's 3:00? It was just 3:00 a minute ago. It was like, it was the weirdest thing, but yeah, in the middle of Florida, it changes time.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, we go from Eastern to Central. Anyway, that being said, guys, please check us out on all the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, X. What else are we on, Derek? No, not Snapchat.
YouTube,
TikTok, YouTube.
TikTok. Oh, YouTube, of course.
Thanks.
Everything is No Brainer Show except for YouTube. Somebody else has that, so it's No Brainer Shows. If you want the OGs, that's the one you got to go to. And then, of course, we're on all the Audible stations. I'm a little off tonight, guys. Sorry. I took some muscle relaxers. I threw my back out, so I'm a little whacked this evening, so I can't even remember where we are. But that being said, thank you very much for being our guest. We really enjoyed it. I hope people out there got some information. And if somebody wants some good coffee, I think I'm probably going to have to hit up your site and buy my wife some coffee and get it checked out.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a discount. I don't know.
Do the sample packs. You can get 6 flavors. Try 6 flavors. I think there's 3 sample packs, so you can actually get 18 flavors.
Beautiful.
Out of 3 bags.
And are they regular and decaf?
There's both. Yeah.
Excellent. We do flavored decaf because we have a decaf every night. So that's our dessert. Instead of eating big bowl of ice cream, we have a decaf. So that's our dessert.
Do your decaf on your ice cream. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
Affogatos.
I'm just telling you. Listen, I'm trying to go the other way, not that way. Anyway, guys, thank you everybody for watching, paying attention. Please like, subscribe, comment. if you say nasty stuff, Derek will get in your business. I promise you that.
Please do.
He likes to argue online. I
like getting into your business.
He is a keyboard cowboy.
Yeah.
But until next week, we got another fantastic show. We'll get it wrapped up tonight. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Much love and peace.